What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about the dreaded trade war between China and USA. Yes, the dreaded trade war that is affecting many FBA sellers. Many sellers are concerned, is this the end of Amazon FBA? Well, I got some, bad news that, these tariffs are real. They do exist. Many product categories have seen increased tariffs, up to like 25 to 35%. Even Apple just got hit with a tariff on all of their chargers and a lot of their some electronic components, up to 25%. Making them want to move to USA to manufacture some of these goods. Now, I want to show you today which products are affected, how you can tell these products are affected, and some kind of hacks and tricks to get around these tariffs. Legally, of course, right? So just, ways we can kind of look at other manufacturers, maybe outside of China, look at manufacturers here in the USA, how to make sure you have the exact number for tariffs, in your product category too, so you can factor these into your margins before making an FBA purchase. So hang tight. I got some really cool info for you guys, and I'm going to show you exactly how to minimize the risk and move forward with the China and USA trade tariffs. Alright guys, now the first thing you need to know about duties and tariffs is something called the HS code. Now the HS code stands for Harmonized System. Now this is just these are codes that identify products and product categories, just to kind of organize things, when you have a ton of products, importing, exporting, things like that. It's something that's used worldwide as well. So the HS code, every product category is assigned one, right? Now, this is where they assign duty fees. This is where you can look up duty fees and kind of figure out, well, is it 25% for this category? Is it 10% for this? Is it exempt over here? So this is what we need to start looking at. Now, so we can go to a site called Freightos.com and we can kind of look up, exactly, what our duty fees are, and use a calculator to kind of get a nice feel of what we might be paying as well. You can get your HS code too from your supplier or your freight forwarder. They should know this information. They have to know this information, right? If they want to import to the USA, they need to know this information. So definitely ask them so you can look up the HS code exactly. Otherwise, if you're just trying to browse and you're kind of doing some product research, the best way to do this is go to Freightos.com, which we'll do right now. If we're digging in here, we go to Resources, we go to Freight Tools and Calculator, and we go to Import Duty Calculator. Now this is so cool. Freightos got a bunch of cool tools too. If you're not familiar with Freightos, they do a lot of freight forwarding, and they just kind of made things a little simpler for everybody. So if we scroll down here, we're importing to the USA. Of course, obviously, if you're doing somewhere else, different Amazon, countries, choose your country you're going to. So we're exporting from China. All right. So for this example, let's just do like LED light bulbs, or just LED lights. So let's search this. Right, and it's going to give you a bunch of these different categories, right? And these categories are all assigned a different HS code. Now we go down here to LED. That's kind of what we're doing here. So we're going to grab that. LEDs, we're going to hit that. Estimated to be exempt from duties for, this is the HS code that it pulled up for LEDs. So this is actually exempt. This means that you pay no duties importing LED lights from China to the USA. Now let's do another example. Let's search again here, and let's do a shirt, right? A lot of people do a fashion and apparel, t-shirts, okay. And this is the HS code, the category. It's just popping up one here. All right. So for this one, we're actually seeing that it'd be a duty fee of 16.5%. Now this is a good amount for a duty fee. Now, what Freightos has allowed us to do here, say we're ordering $5,000 worth of t-shirts to bring over. So we can just simply take in $5,000 and then estimate that. So we pay $825 of duty fees for bringing in those t-shirts. Now this is important, right? When you guys are doing your financials and kind of making sure your margins there, this is important because you can factor this in. You can factor it right in, and to make sure that, is it worth bringing this product over? Am I still within that 20, 30, 40% profit margin range with these tariffs? So Freightos has made that super easy to kind of go in there and do that for you guys. All right, guys, so now that you know how the HS code system works, right, you can kind of play around with this as you find your margins, as you're trying to figure out what product to source, or you're currently you have a product and you want to see if you're affected by any way. Again, you can just talk to your manufacturer and freight forwarder, as well as do your own research. So the next thing we can look at, guys, right, is other countries we can get manufacturers from, right? If you're just learning to be an FBA seller, or you're an FBA seller, likely you're trying to source products from China only. That's all you know. And so the rest of the world is catching up with Chinese manufacturers, especially in that Asian region. Vietnam, India, the Philippines, places like this, they are becoming manufacturing powerhouses as well. So I want to show you exactly how to find these manufacturers and give them a chance, because the Chinese USA trade war isn't affecting them, right? It's just between us, the USA, and China. So if we dig in here, where I'm at right now, guys, is Jungle Scout. If you just scroll up here, this is Jungle Scout. Obviously, they do a lot of product research if you're familiar with them. They also have a tool called Supplier Database. Now, this costs money. Obviously, it's a little extra on their plan, but they allow you to, if I zoom in here for you guys, they allow you to go in here and select country of origin and kind of filter by there. The reason I'm not kind of showing you this way right now, I don't want you to feel obligated to pay for Jungle Scout. I actually want to show you a free version of this, so kind of save you guys some money. If you just go to Alibaba.com, which obviously hopefully you're familiar with at this point, and we type in LED lights, right? And we go to supplier, country, and region, right? So we can go through, if you look at all these countries, right? We got Bangladesh, Brazil. Obviously, China will be the bulk of it, right? They're the manufacturing powerhouse of the world. But look at all these different manufacturers. You got Singapore here at 678. You get different parts of China, so I'll be curious to know what how the HS codes affects different parts of China. Ukraine, Vietnam. So we can go in here and search, click Vietnam. Let's see here. We can go in here and select Vietnam. Okay, now it auto-populates every manufacturer in Vietnam for LED lights. Now, so that's the free version, right? And you can go in here and play with that. Instead of paying, I believe it's like $50-$60 for Jungle Scout a month for that package with supplier database, you can use the free version of Alibaba.com. Now, another thing a lot of FBA sellers are starting to do and starting to look into, right? Not in all cases is this going to make sense, but in some it might, and that is sourcing from the USA. The shipping fees are going to be a lot less. Obviously, no tariffs. The one thing here, though, is your manufacturing costs are going to be a lot higher. But one thing to take into account is that your product quality is going to be a lot higher here in the USA, just because they're used to American consumers and how high our standards are. We can look into that. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you something called thomasnet.com. This works just like Alibaba, right? But for USA manufacturers. So if we type in LED lights with the supplier tab here, we can see 934 suppliers pop up here. This one's in Wheeling, Illinois, Michigan, Texas, Del City, not sure where that's at, Rancho Cucamonga, California. I just wanted to say that word there. But yeah, you can see, you can definitely start reaching out to these manufacturers in the USA if you're interested in that. So I just want to give you guys a bunch of options here to kind of make the best decision moving forward. Now, I want to talk about one last thing. So we talked about HS codes, how to look that stuff up, how to estimate your duty fees for any product categories you have. We talked about how to find different manufacturers in different countries other than China and how to source here in the USA and find manufacturers there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, right, so if you want to source in China, say you're a seller already, or you really want to work with a Chinese manufacturer, because in most cases they are the best manufacturers in the world. But so you have to use them. You have to accept this fact of, I got to pay this extra tariff, right? One thing is to get higher profit margins. Now, how do you do that? It seems, I'm saying it like it's super easy, but people underestimate building a brand, right? So if you get a product over here and you just want to sell on Amazon, that's great, but eventually you should be working to get off Amazon, right? Maybe a Shopify store, and start doing horizontal products, start getting a customer list. Because guess what? Apple, it doesn't cost them $2,000 to make it a laptop, but we're paying that because we love their brand. Same thing with a lot of fashion items. The t-shirt, that says Calvin Klein on it versus a t-shirt you get from Walmart, same color, same t-shirt, but we're gonna pay $20 to $30 more for that Calvin Klein shirt because of the brand. So start positioning your products, your brand as, to be higher end. And, if you start getting a customer list, start getting repeat customers, start building your social media, email list, start doing maybe some outside advertising, get a Shopify store, work on that. Obviously don't break the bank doing this, but start looking into it, start doing the small steps and learning. That way you can charge a premium price, and that way your profit margin is still 30-40% with a 25% tariff, right? So people underestimate the power of a brand. Amazon is just a cash flow business, and we're building a brand, and having a Shopify store is a real business, right? And it's something that has more value to it because you have a customer list, you have an identity other than just being #1 ranked for your keyword on Amazon. So definitely start looking into that, figuring out how to get horizontal products for your products. If it's your first product, maybe pick a category you'd like to be in, and things you can kind of see yourself building horizontal products with, right? And building a brand with. So that's it, guys. That's how to kind of combat the U.S. and the Chinese tariffs and the trade war going on right now. If that makes sense for you guys, please comment down below and let me know that it makes sense. It really helps me out understanding, if this video is helpful. Also, just smash that like button for me, and please, if you want more videos like this, subscribe and hit that little notification bell. It means the world to me. I just want to keep putting out more content, and all those things help me keep pushing me forward to do that, and letting me know that I'm doing the right things and helping you guys out. Hope that helps, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.